Welcome to our YouTube channel, In Our Basement. My name is Niels.
And I'm Gail. We're going to be having conversations and share our thoughts about things that we're really passionate about.
And just before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
And if you like the content, then feel free to share it on your social media platform.
Okay, welcome to another episode of In Our Basement. It has been a while.
It's been a few days.
Couple weeks. Yeah, we released our newest episode last week, a week or two, a year and a half ago. I'm Niels.
I'm Gail.
And we're so glad you've joined us today. We're going to talk about a movie that we just watched recently that was, it was pretty impactful. And I think it prompted us to say, you know what, we need to just use our platform and just share how it impacted us and encourage other people to see it.
Yeah.
It's called Sound of Freedom. And let me just play the trailer for you, and then we'll talk about the impact that it had for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't think I can do this job, Tim. As soon as I lay down, all I see are those kids' faces. How long you been doing this? 12 years. How do you do it?
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen. It has already passed the illegal arms trade, and soon it's gonna pass the drug trade.
Wow.
Señor Timoteo, tú rescatas niños, ¿verdad? Quizá puedas ayudarme a encontrar a mi hermana.
Imagine walking into a room right now, seeing an empty bed. What will we do?
We're Homeland Security. You know we can't go off rescuing kids in Colombia.
This job tears you to pieces. This is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
We're talking about extracting an 11-year-old girl from an army of rebels.
Not just her. I'm talking about rescuing hundreds of kids.
She could be a block down the road, or she could be in Moscow, Bangkok, LA.
Over 2 million children a year are being sucked into the deepest recesses of hell. If we do nothing, someday it's gonna reach the likes of you. What if this was your daughter?
Wherever I go, I find my way home.
I'll just say I remember going and seeing this, and the first opening scene, I just had like the biggest, my stomach dropped and my eyes welled up. The first scene. And yeah, I'm like holding back now too. Yeah, it was a very tough movie to watch. I'll preface with if you want to buy popcorn and a drink, make sure you finish it before the movie starts. Because I didn't think it was going to be as difficult as it was. And so we got our popcorn and our drinks, and I had a decent amount because we were hanging out for a little bit before the movie started. But when the movie started, I was just like, okay, this is going to the side. I cannot take a bite because it just was the nauseating pain of watching what the people were going through. the kids, really.
It's heavy, like right off the bat. You know, it features Tim Ballard, who's a Homeland Security agent. That's who the main actor's playing, and it starts off with, was it like a little girl and a boy, and she gets lured in to do something to do with performance or something, and then dance, and then what is it, like they tell the father to come back and pick her up by 7:00.
Yeah, so it started out with an opening scene of her in her bedroom, just like doing drums and playing a song on her bed. And then there was this woman who was, what's it called when you are somebody who brings somebody in?
Like a recruiter.
A recruiter, yeah. A recruiter into like modeling or music or whatever. And so she saw her on the street and was like, oh my goodness, you are so good. I have an audition and I would love for you to come. You're going to make it so good. And then she sees her little brother, and she hadn't seen her little brother doing anything, but it's like, oh my goodness, you need to come too. And yeah, and then like you said, so the dad dropped the kids off, and you know, as a parent, you assume that you're dropping your kids off and you're going to stay and watch while they audition. But she said, no, you're not staying. You're going to go and you'll come back at 7:00. We'll be done at 7:00 and you can come back. We'll be right here.
And then he comes back, and of course it's heartbreaking because they're not there. And then to parallel that for the main character, Tim, they show like another mission that's happening in the States, and he's trying to catch a pedophile. And at the end, they come back to the headquarters or the office, and his partner asks him, like, how many pedophiles have you caught? And he has this high number. And then he asks, well, how many children have you rescued? And that's when it begins to stir, and then that connects with the rest of the story. So it's just so eye-opening because to think that this is like beyond the illegal arms trade, like weapons or drugs. I think a line in the movie, I can't remember if it was in the trailer just now, was you can sell cocaine one time, but you can sell, it's just so disgusting to say, you can sell a child multiple times in a day. And you say yours.
In the beginning of the trailer, there was the cops were looking through somebody's videos of all of the kids that they were looking through. I don't think they show pictures, but
no.
The first book that he picks up is aged 0 to 5.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And that was just striking because I never thought there would be somebody who would be sick enough to want like a child, like a baby. Like I always kind of assumed, like, yes, it is sickening, but I thought it was maybe like 8 or 9 years old, maybe 10. But then to think, no, there's people who enjoy babies.
And yeah, so it's heavy and eye-opening when you learn that this is like a $150 billion a year industry. Like, I don't even know how to like properly process that. And so, yeah, the feelings I had throughout it were rage, anger. Well, yeah, okay, rage, anger. I wanted to cry at like multiple times, but I just like held back. You can feel the heaviness in the room. I think it was the scene at the end that got me, and my mom saw it too. I think that was the scene for her too. And there were times when I was thinking like what if this was my daughter and such? Like, I think there was a moment where I think I saw like the feature. I don't know if it was like the girl's nose or there was something, and I'm seeing like similarities. Anyways, I can't go down there now, but
she looked like Grace.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So it's a heavy movie. It's probably the only movie that's ever really made me feel this way, but it's a powerful, powerful message. I remember, we should share what happened when we left. I remember even just before the movie started, we'd run into a few people from church, and we didn't even know that they were going to be there. And then I was thinking, it's great to see them, and I was thinking, okay, we'll chat with them after the movie. But we left as soon as, because the main actor gives a powerful message at the end, encouraging people to see it, and sort of a call to action. And I'm just like, I don't have time. I don't have the capacity to socialize.
Yeah.
I have to go. And so we just left, and I haven't seen them since. But it was just, it left me feeling like heavy and sick to my stomach.
Yeah. After the movie, you had to go to the bathroom, which is, normal. And so I was just like, I'm just going to go off into a corner hiding, because I do not have the energy, emotional, abilities to talk to anybody that we know. And then I was like, oh, I want to get some shoes for Grace. And so we went to a shoe store right outside. And I just realized after talking to the person, I was just like, no, I can't even converse with anybody. My heart is too disgusted, sick, hurt. Yeah. And I realized too, thinking about me, say 3-4 years ago, I think it would have hit me differently than it does now as a mother, having a child of my own, and the love you have for your own child and the love that you have for other children is just, it's a little different, because they're closer to home. They're your children. They're the product of you, and you nurture this child. And just imagining, I didn't want to, but at times there was like, what if this was Grace?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was sickening.
Yeah. So thanks for hearing our heart about this. I do want to encourage you to go see it. We went to go see it, actually. I think it was opening day it was July the 4th, and we managed to see it on the 3rd. Before I promote it a little bit more, do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I just encourage you to go see it and open your eyes to what is actually going on, because the media is wanting you to think differently than reality.
I'm actually glad you said that, because depending on what media outlet you read, some may be trying to portray it positively and others are trying to portray it negatively, or kind of like putting it with certain political parties. And this is not an issue to politicize. I think you should go and see for yourself, and then you decide what you think about it and such, right? If this is a $150 billion industry and kids are getting trafficked, and America is the largest consumer of this, and we're podcasting from Canada, so where do we, fall in that of being a consumer of this? So it's sickening. And yeah, thanks for bringing that up and such. Decide for yourself. And if you got more questions, please reach out to us. But I just encourage you to see it, because we went to go see it on July the 3rd. In the week prior, I had actually looked up, like, where is it playing in Winnipeg? And there was only 2 shows. There was one on July 3rd at 10 a.m. at Landmark Cinemas, and then one was at like 9 something. So we ended up going for the 10 a.m. one. And then what was amazing was, like, the day before, I was checking on the weekend to see if there were more shows coming up, or if any other theaters were going to pick it up. And then on July the 3rd, I had seen that, okay, they put a few more shows out because it was sold out. Then later that evening, after we'd seen it and all the other shows were being filled up, they then added more shows for the rest of the week. So as of right now, on what's today's date? Today's
July
date,
15th.
Yeah, we're recording this on July the 15th. I'm hoping to get this released within the next few days or sooner. It's right now playing at Landmark Cinemas and Cineplex until the 20th. And as more and more people go to see it, I think they're just going to have to keep putting more shows out for it. So now it's playing at Cineplex, and I didn't think it was going to get there, but it is playing at Cineplex. I mean, we even lived in Moose Jaw for a time in Saskatchewan, and now it's even playing there.
Mm-hmm. Did you look Yellowknife?
I think I'd asked. I think I did see someone post the movie,
okay, but
like to tell people about it, but I don't know if it's in their theaters yet.
Okay.
So I just encourage you to go and see it. And please share this, or even just share the trailer, share the social media posts. Go and see The Sound of Freedom. And
do not go by yourself, and bring a box of Kleenex.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, well, depending on your emotional stability, but I don't think that I could have done it on my own. And we suggested to others too, like, you need to bring somebody with you. So I would like to add that to you guys. If you want to go see it, bring somebody with you that where maybe you can talk about it after, and somebody who maybe you can just comfort each other during it.
And if you do end up going by yourself, then try and talk to someone about it, or reach out to us. There's a profound line in the movie that really resonates with me today. It's that God's children are not for sale. Thank you for joining us in our basement.
Thanks for joining us today in our basement.
Yeah, and before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and share this content in your social media platforms, and we hope to see you next time in our basement.